Fox Weather's farm forecast is sponsored by Kubota.
All right, here we go. Corn harvesting season is in full swing. Many farmers plant corn in April to establish a successful harvest. The Corn Belt is a key region of the U.S. that's dominated corn production. It stretches from the Midwest as far down as the South. Now, weather conditions across the Corn Belt play a crucial role in shaping this year's crop. And since we're worried about it now, it's early spring, everything's going into the ground. What's it going to be like? We've had some rough weather. Joining me now is senior meteorologist at Nutrient Ag Solutions, Andrew Pritchard. Andrew, nice to talk to you, my friend. Thanks for joining us. I was watching you on the air before, was it a couple of years ago? And yeah, we're talking about this dichotomy in the Corn Belt region. Some areas, no rain. Some areas, way too much.
Yeah, it seems like I'm not making a lot of friends as I talk to, farmers and their crop consultants here as we go west to east across the Corn Belt. You're right. In the west, it's too dry, it's too warm. In the east, it's been rainy and now it's cool. And then, maybe in the middle, we've got some folks who are kind of happy and moving along. But it does seem that we've got a wide spread of problems across the Corn Belt this spring.
Yeah, I mean, there's a thin stripe. What is it, right around Iowa maybe, where they're happy? But you get back to Nebraska, and this state right here, I mean, it is just bone dry at this point. You looked at the future forecast. It doesn't look like it's going to improve.
No, I was just having a conversation with some farmers over in Nebraska just on Tuesday of this week, and that was exactly what we were talking about. We had this recent run of storm systems that came through late March into early April. A lot of them missed out on it. We had some parts of Nebraska that got maybe an inch or so, but a lot of it was a few tenths of an inch, and then we have to kind of then say, all right, the pattern's resetting now. There's no rain in the near term. We have to look out to the next run of storm systems here, late April into May. So it starts to get a little bit more tenuous as we kind of miss out on some of these opportunities in the spring.
Yeah, so Andrew, is Nebraska, are they going to have to switch up their strategy first part of the season?
Well, it's kind of a wait and see thing right now. They are dealing with some stress early on. We want to get some moisture into the soil and into some of the reservoirs out there. They do rely on irrigation in a lot of these areas in Nebraska here. So it's just about banking some of this early season moisture before we get into the summer and we start talking about more in the way of heat and dryness creeping in. So it's all about that rain on the early end of the growing season.
Oh, man. So let's talk about the other side. You're talking about Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, all these areas right here that just got a deluge last week. How is that going to affect the crop?
Yeah, this was well forecast, a long duration heavy rainfall event across that region. And I got the same, the same reaction as I talked about this on the front end. Again, well forecast. So having these conversations in late March, the folks in Southern Ohio, I was talking to them and this was making them lose their lunch as they were talking about what their plans were in April. They really rely on this time of year to get out and start working the soil, getting it prepared for these crops and then getting into planting. And if we're seeing, 10 plus inches of rain over a week or so time frame across that area, the soil is completely saturated. So they can't get out there and start tending to the soil, getting the fields prepared. So they are already behind schedule in some of these areas.
Yeah. So now we're talking about getting into severe weather season. We've seen that. Hail makers specifically, we know that can destroy a crop. The corn isn't high enough yet to be destroyed, or are we starting to get to that point if we get a big hail maker?
No, you're right. It's early to, we'll talk about, widespread hail risks.
Yeah.
We've got some of these early crops start to emerge. And if we get hail on that, of course, it can cause some damage. The plants are really resilient. So in a lot of cases, if the plant is still relatively young, it can actually kind of come back from an early hail event. But as we get deeper on into the summer, that becomes a bit of a concern. But, even stepping away from the hail risk in the last couple of weeks, we've seen widespread wind damage and tornadoes. So we've had some impacts at some of our nutrient facilities here. And I know there have been farms across the Midwest and the Corn Belt that have been dealing with damage from tornadoes and some of the widespread winds. So it has been a rough go of it. And, that hail risk is going to creep up as we get deeper into the growing season. The plants get taller and more vulnerable.
Yeah, that's amazing right here. So I guess the bottom line is it too early to tell if our crops have been damaged where our prices are going to go up?
It's certainly too early to tell. This is a time of, big swings and big transitions as we try to get an idea of what the growing season proper is going to look like, what those weather, patterns are going to set up to look like. So meteorologists like myself and you and across the board, we're all kind of trying to read the meteorological tea leaves here and understand what the growing season is going to look like. So we're always kind of worried about heat in stress and what the drought impact could be as we get into the summer. And a lot of that hinges on what kind of moisture we get here in the spring. To kind of set up a buffer in some of these areas. So eyes are on things right now, and we'll get a lot of questions answered over the next couple of months.
Yeah, Andrew Pritchard, great job, man. I'd like to check back with you maybe halfway through the season to see how things are coming along, if it's gotten any better for spots like Nebraska. But thanks for joining us right now. Again, I appreciate it. Let's check back again in a couple of months, huh?
I'm going to say, yeah, check back in. I'll get myself out of the office and go stand in front of some of the corn plants out here.
Outstanding in your field.
You can check in on them right there.
You're outstanding in your field. Very good. Angie, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you.
Take care.